What's good and welcome back to the Honolulu Cheese Podcast. I'm your co-host Jose. Joining me, as always, Ryan and Moran. What's the deal, fellas? The NFL season is officially down to one game. Crazy how fast time flies, man.
It really does.
It is crazy. You know what else is crazy? You've stopped mentioning us being your good friends in your intro. Now we're just simply
you guys are
Ryan
just
and
co-hosts.
Moran.
That's it. Co-host Ryan and
Wow.
Moran. I can't. That's it, bro. I can't. If a good friend's not good enough, I'm supposed to go back to elementary best friends. I'm not, bro. You guys are just Ryan and Moran. We're the co-hosts of the Honolulu Cheese Podcast. Done.
Wow. So this is a conscious decision that you made to change up the intro.
Absolutely. 100%.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. Why even have a podcast?
Hey, we're just here to talk shit.
All right. Well, since we're all just coworkers, I guess. How are you, fellas?
What's good?
What's up, Mito?
You know, ain't shit shaking but the leaves on the trees.
Alrighty, well,
All right. Okay.
that's the kind of podcast
Whatever the hell
it's gonna
that
be
means.
today. It's a little Young Jeezy reference for you, Ryan.
Man, I'm glad you got
You're
that,
not
Jose. I
up.
would have got so upset at you.
Imagine
That was
bro.
Jeezy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was Jeezy.
No, I thought it was Beethoven.
Okay, all right. Listen, let's get into football.
I like
I'm
this
not.
intro,
I'm
though,
not.
yeah.
I'm not dealing with this today. Let's get into football. Listen, we were gonna
Why do I
touch
feel
on
like
the
we're Jose's kids sometimes?
because I gotta keep you guys in line, bro. Sometimes I just gotta keep things on track, But we were gonna touch on the championship games at the end. Let's just go ahead and jump into that right now, because really, I don't have much interest in talking about them, to be honest. So
Man,
yeah,
you're still bitter.
I'm not even like
You
bitter.
you sound bitter.
I'm not. Like, I'm over the fact that the
You're
Lions blew it. Right? I am. No, I am. I'm over it.
I'm not.
However, this past weekend was tough. Like it brought back all those feelings. Like, man, we should be
I-
playing. Like, this game should be at Ford Field.
So you are bitter.
I want to ask
I'm
something.
not bitter. I'm just annoyed.
I want to ask something. Last year, you guys had a 17-point lead in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
You guys lost, which was more heartbreaking than the Commanders because, let me explain. The Commanders, you guys literally had no shot at all during the game. Like, you guys were getting run over, they couldn't be stopped, blah, blah, blah. Like, you literally gave away the game in the NFC Championship game. After that game was over, I still had people texting me saying, hey, we're going to have a Super Bowl party. Hey, we doing this? Like, you guys are ass backwards sometimes.
No. I think you're
No,
wrong
bro.
on this.
Yeah,
There are
100%.
reasons why this year was more disappointing.
I'm not
As a
saying it
Lions
wasn't
fan.
more disappointing. I'm saying the game itself. Like, by the second quarter in the Commanders game, or maybe the third quarter, the beginning of the third, you guys should have been like, yeah, we're not that team. Like,
no.
okay.
But we were that team this year.
But in the
I think
third
that's
quarter
what's
of the
getting
Commanders
lost.
game, what was the point of winning that game? You guys would have got trounced the next week. Like,
We didn't know that.
I mean, you
Nah,
guys-
I mean, we kind of do now. Like I've heard Lions fans say this week after the Eagles pounced the Commanders that we would have had the same thing against the Eagles as the Commanders did. But
I don't know. I think blowing a 17-point lead and literally guys in our chat were booking hotels for the Super Bowl hurts a little more than losing in the first round or second round.
what hurts me is that we look like dog shit against Washington. That's what hurts.
Yeah, we played literally the worst game of the season outside of Houston, maybe, and we won that game. And it was the best season of our lifetimes, bro. Like, no, we just fumbled the bag, and this one hurts way worse. And on top of that, last year, like on the road, like yeah, that one sucked too. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's a tough one. But this year, bro, with all the expectations and to Washington, then you got to watch them on Sunday, and they look like that, and it's like, bro, it was annoying, man. But whatever, it is what it is, man. Let's just go ahead and segue right into it. The Philadelphia Eagles stomped the Washington Commanders this weekend, man. It was
Thank God.
never close. And listen, shout out to the Washington Commanders fans that were all in our DMs, all in the comments on YouTube last week. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the interaction. I know how you feel. I've been there. It sucks. So shout out to you guys.
Bro,
Keep that same energy.
Before Mito jumps in, they
Man, you
were
guys-
so ridiculous on YouTube. Like,
Ryan, because before the game, you guys punched your ticket to the third round. Like, yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. as two Lions
Bro, so
fans,
did they though. Like this, did you not see how they were talking?
They
Bro,
were
listen, and
talk-
I'm
hold
cool.
on.
Like I'm good. It's all fun and games, bro. But hey, keep that same energy.
but they
right
were
now.
talk-
they
but
were feeling real good about playing Philly, and they
okay,
fumbled the bag.
but they were talking like that because they made you guys look like children, so they felt good about it. They started coming at you guys after they whooped you guys. That's football. That's fair.
I mean, it's easy to talk shit after you win the game.
Yeah, of course. Hindsight's
I
always
mean,
20/20, and I'm
right,
not. I just
like-
said like, hey, it's all fun and games. It's all fair.
Yeah, that's fine. I wasn't
But
mad
keep
at
that
them.
same energy. It's just
Right.
crazy how the comments stopped. No more after Sunday. They're done.
Honestly, if I was a Commanders fan, I would still be in your DMs. We whooped you guys. If I was
That's
a Commanders fan,
Well,
why?
you just allowed the most points ever in the NFC Championship game. So
Correct, but you guys didn't do it to them. The Eagles.
that's fine,
did. So
bro. Whatever.
That should be even worse for them.
Yeah.
Division rival. Oh my god.
I mean, yeah,
I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to see straight.
I mean, you've seen them 3 times. It was a pitiful performance, no doubt. But like,
Bro, Washington should be happy they got that far with a rookie quarterback. They have a bright future ahead of them. You have a good coach. You have a good OC who you just found out is staying for his second year. Just be happy, bro. Be happy that you beat the 1 seed. Like, I'm not even being like petty or being funny right now. Like, that's a good accomplishment. They went farther than anyone thought they would go, especially Jose.
Facts. You guys know how I felt about Washington
I do,
preseason, bro.
man, I totally forgot about that.
Bro, you know every time we bring up Washington,
Yeah, we literally talk
you-
about it every week.
and you literally say, "Man, I totally forgot about that." Like, bro, what's wrong with you, guy?
really
Are you
did,
okay? Do you want to get checked out?
No, I'm good. I
Man,
think the
but yeah,
Commanders just scored again, though.
Oh,
on who?
okay.
Not on who? Like us? Chill, bro. Relax. That was 2 weeks ago. We're past that.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, like,
okay.
talking about the
Doesn't-
NFC Championship game, bro.
No. Mito has football amnesia. He forgot that the Lions have won 6 of 7 against the Packers.
Oh, I know. Yeah, but when you bring
Literally.
that stuff up, oh wait, we're not talking about that. We don't want to talk about
Oh,
the
I
past.
don't care. What have you done for me?
I know. It's funny how
No.
it's weird how that works.
No.
Yeah,
Wait,
real
hold
weird.
on. You guys can bring it
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
We have a winning history. You do not.
Oh, my
Sorry,
God.
Pat,
That's fine, bro. Things are changing. Things are changing.
I just love when teams start to
Tell
lose
me.
like the Packers and they just bring up the winning history like anybody cares.
What
Facts.
do you mean lose?
What have you
We
done
won
for me
11
lately?
games this year.
None of them mattered. Not one.
You got.
Not one of them mattered. Like,
You're exactly right.
Okay,
so what are we
you're
talking
right.
about?
Okay, I just.
but
wanna
at
take-
least you won
okay,
the
that's
division, and we
Oh,
beat you
okay.
twice.
all. Okay.
What
Cool.
are we talking about?
Cool.
I love how talking about the NFC Championship somehow comes all the way back to Lions Pack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
bro. That's
This is
what
not
the
the
show
game.
is. It's
We,
finest.
we don't care about the other teams. We're still
This
better.
is what
than
this show is. You're damn right.
Go on.
I just want to make it clear that Mito attended both Packers losses to the Lions
Sure
this year,
did.
and I love it. It's
Facts.
so funny. to me.
Amazing. But listen, let's touch on the game real fast. I mean, there's really not much to it other than one team dominated, the other didn't, and the Commanders got exposed, bro. 6 rushing touchdowns. No, 7. 7. Will Shipley too. Man, Saquon, the first touch he took to the house
Excuse
for
me,
60
thank you.
yards. Wow, bless you, bro.
Thanks.
Yeah. Hey, don't mute your mic or anything.
But no, hey, Saquon taking the first touch 60 yards to the crib. I mean, we kind of knew after that it's going to be a long day for the Commanders.
Look, I know the Eagles are much healthier than the Lions are, and they have a great roster, blah, blah, blah. But it was so hard as a Lions fan watching them run it down their throats, knowing that's exactly what we should have done. And the difference is they had a defense that could stop Jaden Daniels. We didn't. That's really what it comes down to. And they took care of the ball. But man, that was so frustrating. Because Gibbs right now is playing as well as Saquon was, you know? And it's just drove me crazy.
Yeah, no, what you said at the end of it was the biggest thing. They took care of the ball, we didn't. That's the reason they won the game and we lost it. We had 5 turnovers, bro. Straight up.
Unreal.
I wish we can talk about football without mentioning the injuries. Just one day.
I wish we could too.
Yeah, you just did it.
No, I know. I wish we didn't have injuries to talk about.
Okay.
It is what it is, bro. Hey,
Can
I pointed out the turnovers and the defense before I pointed out anything.
That's not
Like,
true. You mentioned the injuries first.
Well, they were a healthy team. That's a true fact.
Can I bring something up that's not football related? That involves a football player? Why what Jalen Carter did, why is that overlooked and not talked about?
What?
Honey?
Is he upstairs?
Honestly, what?
What did he do?
What do you? What speeding?
What,
like no
what,
one
the
cares,
thing in
bro.
Georgia?
It's
He killed someone.
Jalen Carter.
Correct,
He didn't kill anybody.
brother.
No,
Brother.
he was
Brother, read up on that.
speeding. He was
No.
speed racing a guy that ended up crashing, right? That's the story?
And he left him.
Right.
It was his friend,
Right.
his teammate.
Bro, listen.
I didn't want to get into it, but you guys are.
Yeah, but
now
you brought it
downplaying-
up.
No, no,
bro,
I get.
and
I
like
get,
so now
no, no,
I'm
no,
not.
I
I don't
get,
want to talk about it because
That's fine, but-
because one, we don't know the facts. We don't.
do. They literally
No,
came
we
out.
don't. Yeah, what came out that he was speeding and one car crashed and that on something unfortunate happened and he was
And then
part
he
of it.
left?
That's what it is. That's what it was. Listen, I don't know the details, bro, and I'm
No,
not
no,
going to sit here and
no,
pretend
no,
to talk about it.
No, no, it's
Like, I'm
known.
not.
It's a known fact that he left.
Yeah, he did.
Okay,
He did.
okay. I just want. We don't have to talk about it. That's fine. If you don't know about it, that's okay. We don't have to talk about it.
Well,
I just
honestly,
don't understand why you're bringing it up. Though.
Because
Like, what are we
I-
talking about?
Because
why? Like,
I don't
get it.
like. I don't like how certain players get certain treatment because they play well, and it bothers me.
I'll let you in on a secret though. That's been happening for the last
It's not
2
right.
decades at least.
Sorry, it was just on my mind. I'm sorry.
That's fine. No, I mean you look at Tyreek Hill, same thing. You look
That's-
at
no.
like Ray Rice is the only guy whose career literally ended because of it. Kareem Hunt still playing.
I
He's
mean,
in the Super
Kareem
Bowl.
Hunt had
Hello?
to miss 2 years, and he kicked the girl for calling him the N word. So it's not fair. Life's not fair.
I just don't understand. Like, this is my thing, and this is the difference between Tyreek Hill, Kareem Hunt, Ray Rice. Those three were all established pros in the league, right? Jalen Carter, this happened pre-NFL during the draft process, right? Like, he was at the combine when the news broke. Like, he was nobody to get special treatment. You know what I'm saying? Like, was he a projected top 10 pick? Yes, and that's where it ended. We've seen Laramie Tunsil, a top 10 pick, get dropped all the way out, down to the first round or whatever he got, because of the gas mask. And then the other one for the Dallas Cowboys, his name is escaping me right now.
Yeah, the
who had-
UFC guy or whatever.
I don't remember I can't remember his name, and I wish
Yeah,
I
I forget
could.
his name
But
too.
he got falsely accused of something. He was a first round pick. He went undrafted.
You're talking about Randy Gregory.
No, I'm not talking about Randy.
That's who
Gregory.
I thought he was talking
Oh,
about.
I'm talking about the lineman. He was a guard. And the Dallas Cowboys signed him to the biggest undrafted
yeah,
free
yeah,
agent
yeah.
contract
Yeah, yeah.
ever
Yeah,
because something came up. So this is my thing, right? We've seen prospects who were a top 10 pick drop out of the first round or drop out of the draft completely because of things that happened pre-draft. So what that tells me is whatever happened with Jalen Carter, I hate it for what happened to the other people involved, but I just don't know how serious it was for him. Like, was he a part of the situation? Yes. It was a shitty situation. I don't know enough about it to really talk about it other than what I'm saying right now. And if there was more to it, it would have came out, it would have been found. And I don't know if Jalen Carter would be in the situation he is today. But listen, bro, I don't know why we brought this up because we were just talking about the game and I was just trying to get to Saquon running for a touchdown and here Moran comes out of left field with some shit that really doesn't matter in my opinion. But I'm
Off
just,
script for sure.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, that was way out of left field, but
Mito just likes to stir the pot, bro. That's
Bro, I'm not stirring the pot. When I have something on my mind, I want to talk about it. That's why I have a podcast. Why can't I
No.
talk about it?
you can talk about it, bro. But like, I just don't see the relevance to it. Like, what was,
I mean,
why are we
he's-
bringing up Jalen Carter's, what happened
Because he's
pre-draft
playing
right
in
now?
the Super Bowl and he has the chance to win a Super Bowl, which I don't think is fair when a guy literally missed 2 years of football because he got called the N-word. That stuff bothers me. And yes, Kareem Hunt has the same chance to win the Super Bowl, but still,
Thank
it
you.
cost him 2 years of his life and 2 years of his pockets. It's frustrating.
Yeah, but they're two different circumstances, bro.
One is
Yeah, I was
worse.
No, I think you have to view each situation in a vacuum. Right?
So
And
kicking
then-
someone is worse than leaving someone that
I
died?
didn't say that. I'm just saying that.
Can
every
we stop
situation is
saying he
different.
left someone to die,
Bro, that's a known fact.
Can we just stop saying it?
We can go to the next topic. That's fine.
Can I know because that's killing me. The fact that like we're talking
Yeah, it
about
killed
like we were
him
right
too.
there. Wow.
Oh man,
Like,
Wow.
this got spicy real quick.
No, I just don't understand like why we're talking about that. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember ever seeing or reading he left someone there to pass.
I'll send it to you after the.
No,
after
send
the
it to me right now so I can look at it while we're
No,
talking
no,
about the next subject.
No,
But
we'll talk about it.
are we done with the Commanders
Hun-
and Eagles, or you guys want to talk about it?
No, we're good.
Can we talk about the game?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, sounds good. What did you guys make of the game, other than it was an ass whooping, and Moran doesn't like Jalen Carter for some reason?
Oh my God.
I don't know, bro.
All right.
Washington's got no defense. All right, I want to get your guys' thoughts on Jalen Hurts, though. That's what I want to know. Because I've been hearing many different opinions on him since the game ended. I personally like Jalen Hurts, the quarterback, bro. I really do. And I know that's going to get hate from you guys probably and from other people too. But I think he's made his second Super Bowl now. He's still super young. He's mobile. He makes the throws he's got to make. Like, I think Jalen Hurts is slept on in general, man. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves.
I think he plays in the right conference.
Why would it be different in
I
the
mean,
AFC?
yeah, what does that mean? Elaborate.
Because so if you replace Jalen Hurts with Lamar, Lamar is going to the Super Bowl with the Eagles. Jalen Hurts is not with the Ravens. So I don't think Jalen Hurts is anything special. I think he plays in the right conference. The guy averages 160 passing yards. Like, it's nothing special. And I think the difference is the Eagles got to play the Commanders and the Ravens had to play Josh Allen. That's all it is. And you take a look at who, and I think Lamar's a playoff choker. I've been known to say that, but Lamar has had to come out of the AFC, and that's a lot harder. Just the quarterback skill alone. And I don't think Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback by any means. I think he's a very good athlete. He's a good runner of the ball, but I think his best game as a thrower, crazy to say, was in the last Super Bowl. But he's just a normal quarterback to me. I don't know. I don't see it in him to be a great quarterback. And who knows? He goes and puts up 400 in the Super Bowl and wins and beats and ends the dynasty. Maybe my view will change. I don't think he's all that as of today.
Okay. I still don't understand. Like, so what you're saying as far as the conference, you're saying just to make it out of the AFC to go to the Super Bowl because
Correct.
he doesn't have to play Lamar and Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, he doesn't have to play Josh Allen, Mahomes.
Okay, but what is I mean? So I think you're trying to make two different points, right? Like, one's the conference thing, which okay, yeah, the AFC is harder to make it out of, but that doesn't take away from what Ryan said, where he's a good quarterback, right? Like, I don't think that the conference matters.
He's a winner, but I don't think, like, I mentioned in the chat on Sunday, I think there's probably maybe 10 or 11 quarterbacks that you put on the Eagles that would have did the same thing. That's my opinion. And I
don't know if that's fair to say, bro. I think he gives them such a different element than you could find in most quarterbacks. Like, look how effective the tush push is. And I know people hate it. And I know that it drives defensive coordinators insane because it literally cannot be stopped. We just watched Josh Allen try to do it like 3 or 4 different times against the Chiefs and got stuffed, and that literally lost them the game. I could just as well say if Jalen Hurts was on the Bills against the Chiefs, they could have won because that play would have worked no matter what, because it works against everybody. So I can make the same argument for Jalen Hurts because the guy squats 575 pounds or whatever it is, and he can get there when he needs to. And he's got good touch. The only knock on Jalen Hurts is that he has an amazing offense around him. And I'm not even going to use that as a knock, but you have one of the better wide receiving cores in football. You have Dallas Goedert. You have Saquon, the best running back in football. You have arguably the best offensive line. Like, I don't know, man. I think he's on the right team for sure, but I'm not going to take anything away from him.
I think you proved my point. In 3 games, he has 500 yards passing and 3 passing touchdowns. Like,
Bro,
that's
I don't care about his passing stats though when he's getting 40, 50 yards on the ground every game. Like, what's the difference between Jared Goff having 250 yards passing and then Jalen Hurts having 200 yards passing with 50 yards rushing? Same thing.
It's not.
Same thing.
A yard is a yard at the end of the day.
Fact. And the rushing aspect is, you could argue, is more valuable.
Yeah, but you can argue that his rushing is that effective because of Saquon.
Well, that's just not true, though, because he's been effective since he's been a starter without Saquon. Doesn't matter who's been in the backfield. Yes.
Yeah, but it's not. He hasn't had to do this little since Saquon came. Like,
that's fine. That just proves that he's been able to shoulder the load even more. I mean, he went to the Super Bowl without Saquon, bro. What are we talking about?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know. I'm not hating on the guy. I think there's just 10, 11 guys I would take over him, if not more.
I think that you have something against Jalen's, bro.
I don't have anything against Jalen's. Jalen Hurts is an outstanding character and an outstanding person.
He's got a good story, actually.
He does. I'm very
Really good
happy
story.
for him. For
Yeah.
guys like him, I'll always wish success on. Others, probably not.
Yeah, I like Jalen Hurts. I've always liked him, especially kind of like going back to, his backstory and how he didn't transfer when Tua got the job at Alabama. He stayed and then waited till he was the senior transfer to go to Oklahoma. Ends up balling out there. He's got a good story, drafted in the 3rd round and takes over for the Eagles, and he's had success. So no, it's a cool story. It's cool to see, and he's playing for the right to win a Super Bowl, man. 2nd time in 3 years against the same opponent, which is wild, man. So yeah, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. It's cool to see, man. I think that they were a good team all year, obviously, and I mean, man, the dynamic that Saquon adds to that offense is crazy, bro. Like
He's crazy, bro.
He is. He's next level. Man, I'd say like, bro, what him and Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, like those guys probably are like fighting for who's the best player in the league, man. Like, Gibbs is up there, but I still think, like I said before, I'll take Saquon over Gibbs. He's like the only guy.
Gibbs can't be in that category until your offensive coordinator uses him the way Saquon's used.
I agree with that.
And that's
and I think that if he was used that way, he would be just as effective.
Yeah, once you get
I
rid
really
of
do.
David Montgomery. I agree. Me too.
We have to get rid of him. You have to exterminate the guy. Just say, sit this one out.
And I wanna talk about this because I don't think we've ever mentioned this guy on the podcast. But Kellen Moore deserves the credit, and I hope he becomes the Saints head coach, even though I think it's a terrible spot for him. But go be a head coach, because you got to remember Kellen Moore is a quarterback, and for him to commit to the run the way he has,
Mhm.
it's not easy. Ask Benedict Johnson.
I like Kellen Moore a lot, bro.
Me
And
too.
after the
Dallas-
Super Bowl, when Philly lost both their coordinators last year, they struggled, and they struggled hard. And they brought in 2 amazing coordinators, and now look at them. Like, you could argue that they haven't even like played their best most of the year, and they've been a top 2 or 3 team all year. Like, it's weird saying a team that is playing this well has kind of been slept on, because like the Lions were having so much attention, the Vikings, and they kind of like snuck up on people in a way, but they're just, man, that's a really well run roster and staff right there. Like bro, we've never talked about him either, not lately at least, but Nick Sirianni. He deserves his credit too, bro. He brought these guys in. He kept it under control. He was under the hot seat, or on the hot seat coming into this year. We talked about it. He really calmed it down.
Yeah, he did. I mean, it helps when you hire the right guys, right? It does. Like having Vic Fangio and Kellen Moore has been huge for him.
They hit on everything they did this offseason.
Legit.
They picked up Fangio. They have one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the league. They picked up Kellen Moore. That goes without being said. They picked up Quinyon Mitchell, one of the best rookie cornerbacks in football.
Probably the defensive rookie of the year.
They picked up Cooper DeJean. He's up for defensive player of the year, or defensive rookie of the year, whatever. Literally everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Let's not talk about the biggest acquisition, in my opinion, Zach Bond.
Oh yeah, him too. They
Oh,
literally picked him
man,
up for
that's a big
pennies.
Nothing.
Yeah.
He was a special teamer, bro. And they said,
I'm-
hey, come over here and just come start at linebacker
Off
for
of-
us.
If
All
I'm
pro.
not mistaken, didn't he tear his ACL last year, or was that 2 years ago? I think it was last year.
Yeah, I'm not 100% on that. I just
I
know
think it was last
he's
year.
been a hell of a player for them this year.
Bro,
For
it's
real.
crazy what hating the Chiefs can do to a man. Because I've historically just hated the Eagles. Like, they've always just been a team that I don't root for and don't really particularly like. But now that they're facing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, I am rooting for them with everything that I have. Even though they're an NFC opponent, even though we could very well meet them next year, even though they're going to be a pain in our ass for years to come, I can't wait for them to win on Sunday. Or Super Bowl
For
Sunday,
who to
I should
win?
say. For the Eagles.
That's your pick?
Yeah, hell yeah, that's my pick.
Okay. Well, let's before we get into
Don't
the
bet on
picks,
it.
even though Ryan just gave, let's
Alright,
transition to the other team then. Kansas
Alright.
City Chiefs beat the Buffalo Bills.
To the Kansas City refs.
Okay, well, we'll talk about
Can
it,
we-
but
Yeah, I'm gonna cut you off. I'm sorry. I'm really sick of that narrative. I'm so annoyed by that narrative. Like, stop.
Bro,
real.
stop what?
what
How
narrative,
in
bro?
every game that they win, there's a super duper controversial call waiting in the wings.
Because good teams find a way to win.
Oh, and good teams just always have things go their way, huh?
Hey, sorry.
It's just crazy that I watch Xavier Worthy not come down with the ball, and it's just like a catch.
I don't know. I think that was the right call.
Oh,
I don't even think it was. I don't even
it's
think
crazy,
it was like blatantly
It's crazy
bad.
to me, and because this is the Honolulu Cheese podcast, it's crazy to me. We seen a guy get drilled in the head. We recovered the fumble, and Ryan has never talked about that once. But I got him here talking about Kansas
I
City.
did talk about that.
The refs. No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I
No,
said
you
that was
didn't.
your guys' ball. I said
Oh,
that was a
okay.
bad call.
Don't get me riled up right now.
Bro, I don't. The
And
ball's allowed
regardless,
to
you guys
touch
got
the
smacked.
ground.
That was
guy.
not why you lost the game, bro.
I mean, that was a pretty big play.
I mean, that
literally.
literally
It
turned
was
the
a
game
big
around.
play, but let's not act like they weren't losing regardless.
I
We
mean,
were.
but it was the first play of the
Literally.
game. The Eagles got the ball.
Literally.
All right, bro.
Come on,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
That
yeah,
changes everything. Stop,
Okay.
stop, stop.
Thank
stop,
you,
stop,
Jose,
stop.
for being
No,
realistic.
we got to call a spade a spade. But
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot the Packers are going to win if that
Worthy-
didn't happen.
it changes everything, Ryan. Literally, it changes everything. And if you don't want to admit that, I can't help you.
He won't.
It changes
No, it was
the
a guard
entire
call, but it did not lose you guys the game. You know
No
what lost
one's
you the game?
saying that.
All right, whatever, bro. Whatever.
No
We
one's
already-
saying
we
that.
already
Listen,
talked
can we talk about the Chiefs, bro?
about it. Go ahead. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I just want him to address why he's saying that.
Yeah,
I
I don't
just
think,
gave you
I don't
an
think it was a bad
example.
call.
4th and 1, Josh Allen gets a first down, and they call it short.
Okay.
That was
It's
terrible. That
not.
was terrible.
It's not short. You want to talk about a play that wins the team a game? That's a play that wins the game. That
You know what?
literally gave
You-
Kansas City the ball.
You know what play would have won the Bills the game? Hitting the guy in the flat on 4th down. The same play you ran last year.
Bro, you can, and you know what? If you want to point to a team not executing as losing the game, I am with
Did you just say
all
did you
day,
just say
every day.
executing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you want to point to that as why a team lost, that's fine. But when refs get involved and you're calling, you're not calling first downs when they should be, and you're calling catches that shouldn't be catches, yeah, it's upsetting, bro.
Ryan, stop saying it shouldn't have been a catch. Because that's your
You
opinion.
guys are
sure,
acting like
but-
I'm taking crazy pills. Like it's just
You know,
me who thinks.
you know
that.
what you
no,
can get
but
upset
it's
about?
pretty split, 50-50 on that.
You can get upset about how quick they called it a catch if you really want. But it was a catch.
Bro,
It was a catch,
It's
100%.
not just this game. Like people have been talking about this all year. It's the Texans guys tackling each other, and Mahomes gets roughing the whatever it was, unsportsmanlike conduct. He didn't get touched. Like I'm just so sick of seeing this team win by
So when
one
it-
score games when everything's going their way.
So when
They're
it
a
goes
good
your,
team. I'm not
so,
taking anything away from them, but I don't think they should be in the spot
Right.
they're in. That's all I'm saying.
So when it goes your way and your team gets all the calls, you don't want to talk about it?
Who gets all the calls?
Because that's
Ron?
that's happened a few games.
Oh my God. All right, bro.
I'm just saying,
You're
just
right.
play both sides.
No, it's not. I saw
Okay.
Jared Goff get lit up on a pick six. If that was Mahomes, that guy's getting arrested. They didn't even call a flag for us. So no, don't tell me that it goes the same for us because it doesn't. It's not true. And you know if that was Mahomes, it's getting a call, right?
So you're saying, but for the refs, the Chiefs would not be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they would have
Okay.
lost to Buffalo. Yes,
All right.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right, so
Yeah.
you
And-
you have a good day at work, okay?
This is
Listen, man.
That's sad, bro.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
We spent 365 days on this podcast, and you want to minimize our podcast to that?
look.
Come
Bro,
on.
I'm not sitting here saying the NFL is rigged. That's where I'm going to draw the line.
You-
I
you
don't
tech-
think there's
you-
an
you
agenda.
really-
No.
How can
No.
what?
No, listen, and this is where I want to be very clear.
Mhm.
I'm not saying the NFL has some agenda
Mhm.
to have the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, okay? But what I will say is that I think the refs give Mahomes and the Chiefs in particular a lot of special star treatment because they're human after all, and they get a lot of favorable calls.
Is that
And
not
hey-
saying the NFL's helping the Chiefs? What's the What did he just different? Like what was just different about what he said?
I don't think it's no matter what get the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That's not what I'm saying, but I think they get a
You're
lot of
literally
calls to
saying
help.
that.
No, it's not.
So Jose, you can
I'm
jump in
separating
here.
the
I'm
refs
sorry.
and the NFL. That's all I'm doing.
Jose, you can jump in here. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, I mean I don't have anything to say really other than I listen. It's been a narrative all season. Like Ryan's right about that, and mean, you could take it for what it is. I can't speak on it because I don't watch every single Kansas City game, right? So it's hard for me to just. I don't like
Bro,
to just
I'm
take
not, I
things
don't
and run.
either.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. But if you didn't see it, then you can't speak on it, right? You want to speak on the Xavier Worthy catch? Okay, you watch that. You want to speak on the Houston game? You watch that. I'm not going to speak on things I didn't see,
Well,
and
look,
I'm not going to fall into the narrative of Kansas City refs.
It's
And
such
da,
a
da, da. I just
lazy
don't want to
narrative.
hear it.
It's
I
not
don't
a
want to
lazy
hear
narrative.
it. Bro.
It's how
Like, I
people
really
feel.
don't.
Why is it now
Why is it just now though? Then, like, what happened the last 2 years? Like, why are we just now?
I
hearing
was just
about
about to
this?
say that. Thank you. I appreciate
What do you
that.
mean? Why does it have to start?
Wow,
like, when they started winning?
you've never in your life said Kansas City refs before January 28th, 2025.
Yeah, because it's
actually-
never been this blatant. Bro, I'm like, this is like Jose just said. It's been a running narrative all year, and I'm not saying the NFL is rigged, but I'm not going to get mad at people who think that because when the Chiefs win and they go to commercial and you come back and the first thing in your face is Taylor Swift, then yeah, it makes people think a certain way.
You know Taylor Swift, the last year's Super Bowl, had all of 40 seconds on
Yes,
camera?
we talked about that.
Okay,
Yes.
so what's the issue?
But somehow I still see her all the time.
Okay, but when Giselle was on camera, we've never heard you talk about it.
How often was Giselle on
She
camera?
was on camera
Always.
much more than Taylor
Oh my
Swift.
God.
Always.
Yeah, bro, because Giselle is half the star that Taylor Swift was, right? Or is.
That you're proving my point. So
No,
why
I'm
did
not.
Giselle get more camera time? You're proving my point.
Oh my God, that is so not the same thing, bro. This is such a
What?
straw man argument.
Oh my god, this whole thing, the Kansas City refs is a straw man argument. That's
Jose,
the straw
you
man
just said
argument.
they didn't get that 4th and 1, or they did that. They did
I
get
thought it
that
was a
4th and
bad
1.
call, but isn't
Okay,
that a
great.
football call though? That's a football play that we see all the time.
Bro, he was
That's what I'm
literally
saying.
past the marker. When
Ryan,
one ref
we
has it
see
passed
bad calls
and the other has
every
it
Sunday.
short.
Jose, there's never been a bad call except in
All right,
Chiefs games.
That's
Look,
what I'm
bro.
saying, bro.
Look,
we
I'm
see
not a
bad
Bills
calls
fan.
every
Look,
game.
I'm not a Bills
Every
fan.
Sunday.
At the end of the day, I don't care. I want Kansas City to lose.
Okay.
And if they win,
That's fine.
so be it.
Can we
I'm-
talk
I-
about can we talk about what the Bills didn't do?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Jose. I'm sorry.
Nah, I mean you're good, bro. I just don't think that.
Like, I'm so
I don't
sick
like
of-
that. I don't like it either.
I'm
don't.
so sick of Josh Allen getting past. Like, instead of talking about Josh Allen being a choke artist, we're
Wait,
talking
wait,
about the
wait.
refs.
Did Josh
Yeah.
Allen play a bad game on Sunday?
He did. He was terrible up until that throw to Matt Collins.
Bro,
Yes,
what
he
are you
was.
talking about?
Yes, he was. Were we
No,
watching
he
the same game, or
wasn't.
were you just focused on the refs?
He wasn't terrible.
Oh, okay.
What are you saying?
Okay. He had 100. He had 120 passing yards before that Matt Collins throw. That's
Moran,
terrible.
Kansas City's defense is extremely good.
Ryan,
It's
so
not
good
all-
quarterbacks. So when elite quarterbacks are elite, they have to be elite against elite teams.
Bro,
it's
he
not
made
you're
elite,
just elite.
he made elite plays in
What
that
elite
game.
plays did he make?
That you just mentioned one with the throw to Matt Collins.
I said before Matt Collins, he was awful.
I don't think that's true.
Okay.
That's just
Okay.
not.
Well, I think.
Bro, I'm not going to say he played a bad game. I don't think he did. I
He
don't
didn't
think
play
that's
a
why
bad
they
game. He
lost.
played an awful game.
I don't
and
think that's
Mahomes
why
is
they
his
lost
dad.
at all.
Yeah.
Do you think that they lost because of the refs?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
Alright.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, regardless of that, the one narrative that is true and has not changed is Josh Allen cannot beat Patrick Mahomes,
That's true.
and we saw it again in the playoffs. Let me
Josh
rephrase. In the
Josh
playoffs.
Mahomes.
Yes.
You guys know that meme where it's a Scooby Doo and he takes off the mask and it's someone else? It's like someone taking off Josh Allen's mask and there's James Harden under it.
Yeah, in the playoffs, man, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are the boogeyman for Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. And it just is what it is. It sucks to suck, I guess.
But you
That
can throw
team just
Lamar in
knows
there,
how to
too.
win, bro.
Like I know he hasn't beaten Lamar that many times, but like, do you ever feel like Lamar's going to get past Mahomes either? Because I don't. I thought this was the year for the Ravens, but I was wrong on that too. Like, I don't know, man. It's like the AFC just funnels through Kansas City, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, it's hard when you have the refs.
It
Right,
is,
Ryan?
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. So, all right, well, let's give our Super Bowl predictions and then talk about the stuff that really matters with the Lions and Packers. I got the
Wait.
Eagles winning.
Why are we doing predictions this week?
I don't know, because we are, I guess.
I don't know, because I kind of gave mine and Jose just gave his.
All right,
yeah,
that's
so
fair.
you
I mean,
know.
I got the Chiefs. You got 22 starters, and you got the refs. So
And you got Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and we'll do a deep dive into it next week. But you know, I mean, we're on the subject, so might as well just talk about it.
Yeah,
No, no, I know.
I got
I
the
just-
Eagles. in a nail biter just to prove that the NFL is not rigged.
Okay. Well,
Wager?
No.
all right. Well, let's shift a little bit off of the conference championship weekend. I didn't
Ryan
really
got me
expect
heated
to.
right now. I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't expect to talk about that for 30
calls got
minutes.
me heated.
But here we are. 30 minutes later. Wow, crazy. Anyways, the Green Bay Packers made some news this past weekend or yesterday or whenever it was. They decided to retain their special teams coordinator Rich Bisaccia and signed him to a pretty lucrative extension for a special teams coordinator. And then they also signed Luke Getsy as their offensive assistant. He's previously with the Packers in 2020 and 2021 as the quarterbacks coach and passing game coordinator. Moran, how are we feeling about that?
Okay.
Let's start with Getsy because I think we're going to have a little bit of a discussion on Rich.
You mean the great
Bisaccia.
Getsy?
Okay.
Like Gatsby?
Oh my god, that was so lame.
Yeah, it was okay. Anyway.
Low risk, high reward with Luke Getsy. Literally, we're gonna have to hire a quarterbacks coach too. I like it. He can help, but I would like to get into Bisaccia because I know you guys are gonna come at us for it. I already expect it. We're special teams, blah blah blah.
Why do you expect it? He's great.
No, he found our punter. Our punter is very good, and McManus was one of the best kickers when we signed him. He missed
Wait
the
a minute.
kick.
Wait a minute. When
What?
you say he found, what do you
Yeah.
like? Bisaccia found them?
I mean, he gave him the chance to start. He had say in who we got as a punter.
I thought the GM was responsible for signing.
We're not
him.
getting into this again. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, we're
Oh
not going
my-
to do that.
Is this
No,
the whole
listen.
Robert Sala argument, bro?
Yeah, I'm not doing
Yeah.
that. I'm not.
All right.
Okay,
I'm not.
but regardless of the fact, okay, you want to do credit? You want to give credit about the punter? All right.
No.
Hey, I'll give you one of these. No, listen,
yeah,
I'll give you one of these.
I don't need
all right?
one of
You
those.
can get one.
I don't need one of
But
those.
for Brandon McManus, I have news for you, buddy. If it wasn't for
What?
whatever he had going on, he would have been on the team. You guys didn't find McManus. You guys don't get credit for Brandon McManus other than signing him mid-season after
Wait, hold
whatever
on,
he was
hold
going
on,
through cleared
hold
up.
on,
That's
hold
what
on,
I.
hold on.
That's where I'll say.
Okay, hold on. First of
What?
all,
I'm waiting.
you didn't have to wait for his thing to clear. By the way, that's not true. A team could have signed
Everyone
him
did,
and kept him.
but everyone did. It's very normal
That's
practice.
not-
Someone's got something going
That's-
on, and they're off, and they're, you know what I'm saying? That
Okay,
we're gonna, hey, you
but
figure
cuz
that
we
out,
were-
and then
we were-
you'll bring him back.
we were the first one to bring him in.
And I gave you
Correct.
guys credit for signing him. That doesn't
Okay.
that doesn't mean that, oh yeah, let's sign Rich Bisaccia to a contract extension. No, you
No.
guys had the worst special teams unit in the league, bro.
Cover
Those are
unit.
the facts.
Correct. Cover unit. Yes.
Okay, well that's a big deal.
Yeah, I get it. But
And also Keyshawn Nixon, who we gave hella praise to preseason, former All Pro kick returner.
Garb.
What was he doing? Where's he been? Besides fumbling in the wild card round.
that he didn't fumble. He got hit in the head. But
Right,
okay.
I'm just saying, bro.
That's not on him.
Listen, that was the biggest play he's made on special teams
Bro,
all year.
the reason for Bisaccia's re-signing is he's also the assistant head coach, and the players love him. I don't agree with the extension, but the extension came because there was rumors that he might retire. That's all it was.
So?
I mean, you don't want to lose a player's coach, bro. Like he didn't get to the point where he never costed us a game. We were bad, but it never cost us a game. So
I don't know what that means, Mito.
I'm just telling you.
It's a game of three phases. You have
Right,
offense,
okay,
defense, and special
okay,
teams.
but special
when your
teams
special
has-
teams is horrible, game in
or-
and game out, it's costing you games whether you like it or not.
It hasn't. I watched
Okay,
every
you
game.
can say that
It
one
hasn't.
special teams play hasn't caused you games,
Correct.
but when teams are starting farther up the field, when you're not getting enough yards on your punts, when you're not covering guys on the punt returns, like that stuff matters, bro. And that plays into the minutia of games as they go on. Like that's just the way it is.
Like, what would you want us to do?
Hire someone else.
Just to do it?
Yes.
Well, it's
No.
not
'Cause you-
just to
no,
do it,
it's not
right?
just to
Like,
do it. It's because
you
your
guys
guys'
were
special
the-
teams is garb.
Yeah, you guys were last in the league. And listen,
fine.
Rich Bisaccia is highly regarded in the league, around
Correct.
the league, as a special teams coach. Okay, so fine. Maybe it was a bad year. Did you have to give him, like, was his contract up? Or did he have
had 1
time
year
left?
But
So
there
why
was-
can't we just
there was
ride that
rumor-
out? Like,
because there was rumors of him retiring. The guy wanted some security.
Okay, so we
That's-
worry about
Yeah,
Rich
I'll give you some
Bisaccia's
security.
feelings more
Right.
than we do the special teams. Like we're
No.
doing him a favor. I mean, that's what it sounds like, bro.
That's what it sounds like. Because yeah, if you want some security, here's your security, Rich. Let's get the special teams improved, and there's a contract waiting for you after the end of next season.
And just to give people clarity, like I'm not going to read the last decade because it's overkill, but since 2018, here's the special teams rankings on the Packers, which I believe is especially why they should have made a different move. 2018, 32nd. 2019, 26th. 2020, 29th. 2021, 32nd. 2022 is actually not too bad, 22nd. Last year, 29th. Like, you guys are perpetually a horrible special teams unit. Like, I'm not saying he was there for all these years, but, like, yeah, you got to find a person who can make that right. That's a big part of the game.
I don't think it's as big as you think, but that's a conversation for another day.
So you
I
agree
think
with the extension? Or
I
no?
think
You agree with the extension?
You
or
already
no?
said no.
No. Hold on. I agree. I agree with why they did it. I don't particularly agree with it, if that makes sense. They did it because they didn't want him to retire.
So why
all it
don't you
was.
just say, "Hey, Rich, we really like you in the building. We want to have you on the staff, but we're going to move on at this position." That's
Can-
something
because-
that could have been had.
Can I give a real
Because
version
he's-
of that conversation?
Because he's not only a special teams coach, he's also the assistant head coach.
Right. So then
that's-
just be the assistant head coach, Rich. We're gonna hire another special teams. We're gonna go a different direction in
mean,
the special teams
It's not
room.
it's
Like,
not going to work out like that, bro.
It can work
it's-
out like that. It can.
No, it can't, because the special teams coordinator comes in. Once he does something and Rich Bisaccia wants to give his input, no one's going to tell him no. It's not going to work like that.
Rich, I hate to tell you, but you've been 29th and 32nd the last
That's
2
fine.
years. So
Listen,
your
not that-
input on this is, you know,
Hey,
you can
Rich, you
shove
better
it
come
where
over
the
here
sun
for a
doesn't
second.
shine.
Okay, hold on. Since we're doing that, let's do this. You guys had one of the worst linebacking cores in football, and he's your DC. So
It's not true.
it is.
That is not,
That's not
true.
true.
Where,
Okay.
Pull up the
That's
numbers
such
and
a
tell
heinous
me,
statement that you
it's
just made.
so bad, bro.
Okay.
And
Every
this is-
linebacker on our team has literally shown improvement under Calvin
Okay.
Shepard.
Literally. And like,
Legit.
Because
I
they all
don't know where
stink,
what you
so
keep saying
improvement
that,
is not that far.
bro. You keep we can't say the same for your special teams unit now, can we? And you guys
That's
have
fine.
always stunk. Ryan just read
That's
the
fine.
numbers off. So
That's fine.
you know, what are we
And
talking
maybe
about,
if
bud?
your special teams unit stinks, hey Richie, I got this head coaching thing. Let me worry about that. You worry about our kick returns and making sure that we get farther down the field. Like I don't get why I don't know who this guy threatened.
You
like,
know what our big thing on
what he has
special
on
teams
people.
is? You know what our big problem on special teams is?
Rich
And
Bisaccia.
No, it's been very common. Is we don't like putting starters on special teams except returning.
I don't think any team does though.
Yeah, they do.
Most teams don't.
Yes, they do.
I mean, you
I mean,
Yes,
some
they
are
see
going to
more
have some
reserve
starters.
guys.
Some will. But
Yeah, I mean, here and
whatever.
there.
Like the only starter that was consistently on special teams this year was Edrin Cooper, and that was because he wasn't expected to be this good. Like, well,
Saying
I'm not.
that our linebackers stink is so wrong, bro.
It's
just
it's not true.
You know what?
Um,
Okay, we mentioned him already. Can we get into Calvin Shepard a little bit? Because I know we
Yeah.
did a YouTube video on him, but we haven't talked about him on
Sure.
the pod.
Yeah, let's do it.
Jose, how you feeling?
I mean, it was expected, right? Like he was the favorite to be promoted to defensive coordinator. I was on record saying I would like to maybe interview Robert Saleh. That obviously didn't work out. He took the job. He's going back to San Fran for whatever his reasonings are. I would have loved to interview Eberflus or Dennis Allen. For whatever reasons, that didn't work out. But regardless of my opinion, Calvin Shepard was always the favorite to be the replacement for Aaron Glenn, and that's exactly what happened. So, am I shocked by it? No. He's been good for us. Like other than what Moran says, which I don't agree with, he's been a good coach, and you know what, Dan Campbell and the staff, they've sung his praises highly. Aaron Glenn has sung his praises highly. So, I mean, we'll see where it goes. Am I going to sit here right now and tell you what to expect next year? I don't know. We're going to have to see. But, I mean, I'm not upset about the hire. I wish that we would have maybe interviewed a couple of the other guys. But, I mean, it's kind of a wait-and-see thing. Like, we don't know. He's a first-year DC.
Yeah. And I think we know that our team likes to hire from within. I think like that's how Ben Johnson came to be, right? Like we started with Anthony Lynn. That was going horribly. we got rid of him and we promoted from within. We didn't go and interview somebody else or bring in someone from a different organization. Like, we gave a guy a shot and he worked out. And I think this has kind of been waiting in the wings for Shepard a little bit. Like, you've heard a lot of people in the organization talk very highly of him as a leader and, you know, a hard-nosed guy and blah, blah, blah. Like, he resembles a lot of what Dan Campbell preaches, right? I don't think it's not that I don't think. None of us really know what to expect in terms of X's and O's. I think it's going to be a lot of the same. Like, we've heard a lot of it's going to remain a lot of man coverage and scheming up blitzes and things like that, which is great. But it's just about the personnel we have, you know? And I don't think anyone's allowed to be that nervous about this because Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have not led us astray in terms of coaching hires at all. It's worked out beautifully. Like, our coaches are getting plucked like grapes off a tree. Like, it's just, you know, it's like they're all flying like hotcakes, and it's because they all work so well. So I like it. I mean, I don't love it, but there's not much to love because we don't know what we have yet. You know, it's just kind of wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it is. Wait and see. Like, we don't know what it's going to look like other than it should be very similar as far as scheme, right? And that's something that Dan Campbell, you know, assured that in his press conference, he wants to run man. And whoever was coming in here, that is going to be the type of defense that they need to run. So I think it's big for continuity. The players have a lot of respect for him. And, you know, we'll see what the X's and O's look like. I mean, we'll get a lot more into that, you know, coming up here in the next few months, I'm sure, especially after the, you know, combine and draft and everything. And we get into, you know, rookies reporting and OTAs. And we'll you know, all the information is going to come out. So, listen, I'm not shocked by it. I wasn't overly thrilled, you know, but I'm not upset either, if that makes sense.
What about you, Mito? Any outside thoughts?
Yeah, your linebacker stunk. He shouldn't be the DC.
That's
Based on
why?
what?
Because they got hurt.
Based on
they
what
stunk?
metric they stunk?
You guys had the 22nd ranked linebacking core in football.
Why is that, Mito?
I don't care.
Okay.
Why?
Well,
Because
make
they
guys
weren't
better.
playing. Oh,
We
make
had-
guys who the Ben Niemans of the world who stepped
Hey.
in and did fine.
We had a rookie starting.
Ezekiel
and he became a
Turner's-
superstar.
Oh my God, bro!
Sorry.
I don't want to hear any more about Edrin Cooper.
That's
Great
fine.
player,
You're
good
going to
job.
be hearing about him a lot.
No, that's fine. Good
You're going to
job.
be hearing about him a lot.
What about your other ones? Like, whatever, bro. Whatever. I mean, ours literally go down, and we're getting penalized for that in the stat sheet. I don't think so. That's not how it works.
Bro,
Literally,
injuries
a top-
happen.
yeah, exactly.
Injuries happen.
And to have a top 22 defense with the
Right.
linebacker
It
room
should've
that we
been
had,
32.
yeah, I'll
We
take
literally
it.
lost all three of them, bro. Derek Barnes is down for the year. Rodrigo's out for the year.
they
And
weren't good
Anzalone
to
missed
begin
like
with.
6 or 7 games. What are we talking about?
Literally, it just doesn't make sense. But
Sorry for all the yelling.
no, it's fine. Hey, this is
More
what it's
power
all
to you
about.
guys, bro.
Um,
By the way, the Ravens just hired Chuck Pagano. Came out of
c-
retirement.
Congratulations, Chuck.
As what?
Secondary coach.
Yeah, I don't.
What a fall from grace, bro.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't care about that guy, to be honest with you. But listen, let's get into the other Lions hire of the weekend. The Lions hire Johnny Morton as their offensive coordinator. He's from the
Not that
Denver
one.
Broncos. What?
Yeah, not the receiver.
I said not that one. Yeah.
John Morton, sure, whatever. But yeah, he was from the Denver Broncos. He held the title of passing game assistant. He was here prior, I believe, in 2022 as an offensive assistant. So, you know, obviously he's got familiarity with the staff and with this team. What did you guys make of it?
I said it when we were talking about who we want to bring in. You have to bring in someone who speaks Goff's language, who's going to keep him just as comfortable he's been this past 3 years. And that's exactly what we did. This dude has worked with Ben Johnson. He's worked with Goff. He's worked with Campbell. It's all about making sure that Goff is okay. Our future literally rides or dies with Jared Goff. That's where we're at. We signed him. It's official. He's here to stay. For better or for worse, we can talk about his big game moments, whatever. I'm sure that'll come up a lot in the offseason from one of the members of this podcast, but we'll get to that. But for now, He's familiar with our guys. We still have great talent on offense. And I mean, he wasn't the sole reason, but Denver's passing offense looked great this year. All things considered, Bo Nix had one of the best rookie years ever that's being very overshadowed by Jaden Daniels, as it should. But I'm a Bo Nix truther. I always have been. And with a lack of weapons to speak of, bro. Like, you have Cortland Sutton, and then what? You know? Like, you have really not that good of a run game in Denver. He did a lot more that I'm not going to say he. They did a lot more in Denver with what they had in front of them. And that's a really good sign for us. So I like the hire. And again, we don't truly know what to expect because he's never been an offensive coordinator. But I like his history. I do. I think it works well for us.
I was shocked when this name got dropped the other day.
Yeah.
I was shocked because I would have bet my house on it. It was Tanner Engstrand.
Me too.
I was on the pod last week where I said I did not want 2 first-year coordinators. Here we are a week later with 2 first-year coordinators. Of the two, I thought for sure Tanner Engstrand would be the OC and the first-year coordinator, which is why I was so bullish on bringing in a Eberflus, a Dennis Allen, a Robert Saleh on the defensive side. But you know what? Here we are. And I really don't have much to add to what you said, Ryan, other than I hope that it works out, right? I don't know what to expect. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know the whole story on Johnny Morton and why we hired him. And I'm going to call him Johnny, so you guys know. Yeah. But listen, the continuity, I guess, obviously is a big deal for this staff, right? And the fact that he was here just a few short years ago, and then he went to work under Sean Payton, and we all know the story of Dan Campbell and Sean Payton. They're going to be speaking the same language, And, listen, it remains to be seen with both coordinators how it works out. The question I have for you guys, though, and I think it's an obvious one, is does this offense regress next year?
No.
Interesting.
And
Was that the obvious answer you
actually-
expected?
No. I think it's going to regress personally.
I think it's going to regress because I think Goff is going to regress, not because John Morton is a bad OC. I think, does that make sense what I'm saying or no? I'm sorry if it doesn't.
But that's weird though, because if Goff regressed, then you would assume that it's because his OC changed, right?
Yes, no. Because I think, to be honest, if Ben Johnson would have stayed this year, I think Goff's going to regress anyways. Because I think that's just who Goff is. I think Goff's last 2 years with you guys has been an anomaly, and I don't want to say that as if he's ass. I think he's just been abnormally good these last 2 years, and it kind of sucks because if he does bad, Morton's going to get the blame for it. But I think it would have happened anyways with Ben Johnson because that's just the trajectory of Jared Goff. If that makes sense.
It doesn't make sense because there's no proof to that pudding.
There is, because in the Rams, he started to regress after a second year.
I get what Mito's saying. I can see a world where that happens.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though is, I really hate the Jared Goff talk because it always goes back to the Rams when he was a first and second year quarterback to where he's at now. People are allowed to progress and get better in their career regardless of where they end up or how it goes. Go back to Sam Darnold where he started and where he did this year. There's just many examples in the NFL of players who didn't have great starts who ended up being all right, not great. Maybe not in the MVP finalists like Jared Goff did this year, but I don't like that argument, bro.
It was Goff's 4th year with the Rams when he got traded.
That's fine.
So if in his 4th year he's regressing, that's not a good thing.
Okay, then he comes here and does what?
But then he came here and flourished, right?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Bro, you can give credit to Ben Johnson and he deserves it. That's fine. I'm not taking anything away from Benedict Johnson. But Goff is the one who's still making the throws, bro. It's not like he's Brock Purdy. You know what I mean? That's where I won't go with it.
Right,
Like, I think Brock Purdy is completely insulated in the 49ers offense. Truly.
I truly think Goff's the same way.
I
But I
think it's
think,
fair.
but the thing with Goff, and it hurts you guys a lot, is you guys overuse Goff when you don't need to, and that's why his numbers are slightly inflated. I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't think Goff getting 37 touchdowns is a good thing for you guys.
the touchdowns are fine. It's about how many passes he's throwing a game. Like, there has to be a stat somewhere. I don't have it handy, but on the amount of, like, if Jared Goff throws for more than 35 attempts, I guarantee we lose most of those games. Like, we've talked about it all year. Goff is at his best when you only make him throw like 25 times and the run is just carrying our offense. And that's why I don't think we'll regress as an offense this year, because I think Gibbs has finally reached this superstar status we've all been kind of waiting for. And now it's going to be, okay, Jameer, like, this is your offense. Less Amon-Ra, less Laporta, less Goff in general. And we're going to be running through, like, our offense is literally going to be running through Jameer Gibbs. That's my hope as a Lions fan next year. I hope it's 70-30 with Gibbs and Monty, and the pass offense just kind of picks up where it left off. Like, maybe this guy can correct some mistakes that Ben Johnson made.
I
would hope so.
When I say regress, I just think 37-12 is very, very hard to do. So it's a natural regression.
But to be fair to Jared, a lot of people thought he would regress this year because he had a great year last year, and he only got better. So
I don't think he got better, though. I think they just
he got better.
overused him.
No, he got better. He was much cleaner this year than he was last year, for sure.
He
Way
wasn't. He had
cleaner.
12 picks both years.
That's not but the way that he played this year was just different, bro. Like the offense was, bro. We had the number one offense in the league
Agreed.
this year. Like, come on, bro. What are we
100%.
saying? It was the
I know.
offense was at another level this year. So
That's not what it mattered.
Yeah, not in
and
January.
that's ultimately what it comes down to, and that begs the question. Listen, real quick before we sign off, you just brought it up. I heard this topic, I can't remember where the question was posed. We went 15-2 this year, lost in the first round. Next year, right, after these last two seasons, of postseason football and one NFC Championship appearance, let's say we do regress and we don't win the NFC North for whatever reason.
You're not going.
Does it matter? Though, does it matter? Do you care about the success in the regular season? I guess is what I'm trying to ask.
That's what I was trying to tell you
or
guys.
does playoff football is all that matters? That's what I
all
want to
that
know. Here,
matters.
What do you
listen? As
in
a Lions
comparison to
fan,
what,
though, as a Lions fan, compared to last year where we had the best season ever, and the best regular season of our lifetime in franchise history, does any of that matter because we lost in the first round? For me, no. Right,
Absolutely
so
not.
next year going forward, do you care if, let's say, we're 10-7 and we're a wild card team and we're the 6th or 7th seed? You know what I'm saying? Would that matter if we go to the Super Bowl? Like, right? Obviously not, right? So have we reached the point as fans where the regular season now it doesn't matter, just get to the dance and perform in January?
No. I think, Jose, I think you're framing the question wrong, because if you get to the Super Bowl, it's obviously better.
Right. That's what I just said. Like, does the regular season matter though, or does all we're trying to do is get to the dance, and that's where our season starts next year, is in the playoffs?
I think we're okay. Let me answer it this way. Last year, like the year we went to the NFC Championship game, like that was the year we broke through, right? Like that was the year where the regular season absolutely mattered. We kind of showed who we were. We beat the Chiefs week 1. We took care of the Packers. We beat the Vikings. Like, we won the North. Great. We got a home playoff game. We achieved everything we wanted to and more last year, right? That's why this year is such a disappointment, because there were expectations. Winning 15 games was crazy. Like, but I don't think anyone was like that shocked, because we know we have a good team now. So next year, will it be disappointing during the regular season if we go 10-7? Absolutely. I'll be on here bitching every week about how we lost 7 games somehow. But if it means going to the Super Bowl, bro, sign me up. Like, I'm to the point where regular season means nothing. Like, I got this cute little NFC North banner behind me. That's nice and all. I like hanging it up. But I'd rather be a wild card and go farther than we did this year.
Right, but that was the question then. So have we reached the point where the regular season means nothing?
Nothing to me.
It's all about the playoffs.
Nothing to
Have
me.
we reached that point as a fan base?
Yes.
I think going 15-2, winning a division and not winning the playoffs is the same as going 10-7 and not winning a playoff game. Not one season's better than the other.
I mean, I'm not going to agree. I'm not going to go that far because that makes
just
the
how I feel.
Packers sound like the Lions this year, and it's just not true.
No, that's not it. I don't think when you consistently win and consistently make the playoffs, and this isn't me boasting my team. I don't care. It's just when you're always in the playoffs, literally winning a division means nothing.
Yeah.
It means nothing.
I mean, bro, like ask Bills fans that question today. Like, what does the regular season mean for them? You know, they've been here year after year after year with Josh Allen. They can't get over the hump. Yeah. So, yeah, at this point, it's Super Bowl or bust. That's really what it comes down to, right? Is it Super Bowl or bust? And, yeah, I'm there as well.
So those are your expectations next year?
100%. Those are my expectations this year.
Right. Same, no different than this year.
That's fine.
100%. And I think we have the roster for it and we have the coach for it. We just gotta play better.
Gotta play better. No, agreed. And man, listen, what I said, I don't want to take away from the regular season. Like, obviously those games matter though. Like 15-2 is a great season and we should be proud of the team. But when week 18 ends and the 17th game, those clocks hit 0, it literally means nothing. And I think we all experienced that this year. It sucks.
I want to ask this question real quick before we sign off. I already know the Lions got too far ahead of themselves from top to bottom. I don't need that answered. Do you think the Lions were more worried about regular season success than they should have been?
No, I mean, bro, you play to win every week. I'm not sure what the question means.
Okay, so
I'm sorry, real quick, Ron. Can I just give my answer before you elaborate? Because I think this is a tough question to answer this season because of the success that the Vikings had and the Eagles had and how close of a race it was for the number 1 seed. So this year in particular had so much emphasis on the regular season and making sure we win every single week because we literally needed to win 15 games for the 1 seed.
That's a really good point.
So it's a little bit different, right?
So I'm there with you. I understand every win was needed, but there was a lot of times where the game was already in hand and you guys were still going. I think motivation does a lot for teams. And I think the way you guys were beating up on teams got people motivated to play you guys at certain times. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying, let's pull everyone so people feel bad for us. That's not what I'm saying. Just the interviews after the game, we're here to stomp on heads and this and that. It was just all very like kill, kill, kill. And I think people heard that, teams heard that, and they're like, okay, you guys feel that way? We'll be there in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, that's fine, dude. And you know what? Good. Make sure you come with it every time you play us. Like I expect that, right? That's what the good teams do to other teams. They get the best out of the other teams in the NFL. So that doesn't really bother me too much. But
again, that's why Dan Campbell said it's going to be so hard to get back here. He said that after we lost against the 49ers because now people know who you are. You've shown your true colors. You've kind of proven yourself. And now teams are going to come after you. They're not going to take it lightly. And they circle the Lions on their schedule. It was like that going into this year, which made our regular season that much more impressive. Like, take yourself back to that Minnesota Vikings game week 18 and how big of a game that truly was. And it was only that big because we did exactly what we had to do in spite of everything that's happening around us. Like,
I think that game was your guys' downfall, by the way. But I won't get into that.
No, it was definitely the Vikings' downfall, I'll tell you that.
No, I know, but I just think long-term that was your guys' downfall. I think you guys got so up for that game that there was nowhere to go after that.
I mean...
But I just want to say one thing real quick. I'm asking the reason of you guys, like, running through teams and, like, embarrassing them, whatever, is because during the season, the Chiefs had so many close games. We got guys, we have adult men talking about refs winning games for them. No. Okay. So, like, and we get to the playoffs and people are like, there's no way the Chiefs do it again. Look, they barely won games this year. They're not repeating. No way. That's what I'm saying. That's why I brought that up. Because I think the Chiefs, somehow, some way, people took them lightly coming into the playoffs.
There was a point
including
during the
me.
Chiefs
I think I picked Houston the first round.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Pretty sure I did. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
there was a point during the broadcast where Nance or Roma, one of them, mentioned how many one-score games they've been in and how they've been hardened by that situation.
Absolutely.
And I've always agreed with that in any sport. Like winning those close games is so much better for a team than winning by 20. It always, always will be because it toughens your team up and you get used to pulling it out when it's not easy, right? Oh, don't say that again. But
Hey, yo, bro.
I'm sorry. I just
Chill.
but yeah, the Chiefs are a better team for that for sure. But what does that mean for the Lions though? Do they tighten up next year and just
No.
I don't get how you avoid
just-
something like that.
I think game experience matters when it's actually a game. Like, I don't think keeping people in when it's a 20-point game does anything for anyone.
Yeah, I would
That's-
like to see that change. By the way,
That's
I don't want
that's
to
what
see.
I meant. That's what I meant by that.
Yeah, I don't want to see Goff in with 8 minutes left in the fourth when we're up 21. It's just I hate that.
And that's another reason why I said Goff's numbers were inflated. I
Mhm.
kind of just did a Seinfeld. I just tied everything in together.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Just let you know.
All right, man. Well, listen, I think this is where we'll call it. Unless you guys have anything else to add, seems like a pretty good place to sign off.
No, I just want to point out that our talk earlier reminded me of that one year where the Chargers went 15-1 and they didn't win a playoff game. Do you guys remember that with LT and Phillip Rivers and all them?
Packers did it
Like
too.
no Chargers fan is talking about that year or wants to at least. Like for all
Right.
12 of them that there are, they don't really care about that game or that year.
Right? So, all right. Well, listen, we're going to leave it here. We appreciate you guys for listening. We appreciate you guys for checking in and watching if you are on YouTube. If you are enjoying the content, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment. Go check us out on our socials. Give us a follow there. We are uploading all the time and just trying to be more interactive with you guys. So definitely show us some love, man, if you're enjoying the content. We appreciate you guys, as always, for listening.
We love you guys.
We love you as well. Go Jalen's.
All right. With that, may your Kool-Aid stay blue and your head stay cheesy. Peace out.
Peace.